age analysis. Grade 12, that is on page 404 of your textbook and onwards. I first want you to remember the following. Payments from debtors are allocated to the oldest outstanding amount. So when we receive money that they're paying their accounts, it will be allocated to the oldest amount. An invoice, the invoice is allocated to the month in which the purchase took place. So usually, if you have an invoice, it is in exactly that month that that invoice was given to the debtor. If there's any return, that amount is allocated to the last or the latest invoice. And current month is the statement month. So what's written on the statement, that is our current month. So I want you to make sure that you remember that when we start doing the activity. Right, so we're going to now look at the activity 11.13. So 11.13 in your textbook, that's what we are going to do. And we're going to try and find out, how do the debtors pay? It's a very important internal control for any company and any business to see whether the debtors pay according to the debtors payment policy. And we will see now if that is happening and whether we should continue selling to the debtors, to this debtor. So when we look at 11.13, we will see 11.13, our statement date here is 25th June, 25th July, 25th August. We only received these three statements, and from this information, we need to work out what is the age analysis. In other words, how does this data pay? So we're going to say the current month is this one on the statement, the last statement, which is August. So the first thing we do is we write in our little blocks, we're going to write what are the information that's left out here. So for current, we're going to write August, because that's the statement. Then 30 days before August is July, 60 days before August is June, and 90 days before August is May. Remember that that is the first step in doing age analysis. Write this down, otherwise you're going to get confused. Now in our textbook here, please open your textbook, it will be so much easier for you. On the first statement in May, it ended with 2,400 outstanding. So here in May, there was 2,400 outstanding. The next entry here is a receipt of 1,200. Now we said that when we receive money from a debtor, this amount is allocated to the oldest outstanding amount. So here's my oldest outstanding amount. So I'm going to take away 1,200 there because the payment is allocated to the oldest amount. The next thing is that we have here is a discount. This discount goes with this payment, and it is with that payment there. Next information that we have here is an invoice of 6,000. Now remember, invoice is in the month, on the date, and in that month. It's in June, so this 6,000 invoice will be in June. Let's just see, is this now all paid? Oh no, this is 1,200 minus the 60 is 1,040. Here is still outstanding. So we must remember there's still money outstanding. Let's go back to our statements. The 600 is a credit note. Now a credit note, we said, is allocated to the last invoice. So this is going to go against the 6,000 which we put in June. So that's where we deduct the 600 return. Then that statement is dealt with. Now we're going to the next statement. A receipt of 1,800. So now that 1,800 needs to be allocated to the oldest outstanding amount. And remember, there's 1,140 still outstanding here. The 2,400 minus the 1,200 minus the 60 is 1,140, and that's still outstanding. So we're going to pay this amount first. But there's money left of the 1,800. And there's an amount that's not paid in full yet. So this difference between 1,800 and 1,140 is the 660, which we deduct from that outstanding payment. Just stick to the rule of allocating it to the oldest outstanding amount. The 90 Rand will also go to the oldest amount, which is still outstanding. And there's quite a lot still outstanding there. Sorry, I wrote 60 and I wrote 90. It is the 90 Rand that's got to go against the 6,000. Right, let's continue. Now we have an invoice in July, 8,300. Invoice in July. In July, invoices in the month or on the date. A receipt of 2,000. This payment is allocated to the oldest outstanding amount. Let's see, where's the oldest one? There's still a lot of money outstanding here. So the 2,000 is going to be allocated to that amount because there's definitely more than 2,000 outstanding. Take the 6,000 minus 600 minus 660 minus 90. That is more than 2,000. So there's my 2,000 allocated there. Then there is another 100 Rand discount, which will go with this payment. Of course, it all goes to the oldest outstanding amount. Right, now we go to the next month, the last statement. Please remember that if you have your book with you, it will be more clear what I'm talking about. Invoice 1150 on 1 August. 1150 August. Right. Receipt 900 and discount 45 to the oldest outstanding amount. Is there still something outstanding here? Definitely. It's not all 6,000 paid yet. So there is my payment and there is my discount. And now let's go to the next entry. There's an invoice of 3,400 on the 20th of August. So here's August and there's your 3,400. And that is how we do an age analysis. Now all that is left now is to calculate this and to then analyze what is happening with the payments of this debtor's account. So there's nothing outstanding in more than 90 days. When you do this calculation, you will find 1605. This calculation is just the 8,300. And this one is 4550. Now what does this mean? It means that this specific debtor buys on credit before he pays off his previous debt. So firstly, it means that we allow him to buy on credit before he has actually paid off all his debt. The second thing is, we should now charge him interest on this amount because this amount is now 60 days not paid. So we can charge him interest on this amount. Thirdly, we can also say that he has not paid a single cent for the July invoices because he hasn't finished paying the 1,605. So at this stage, he is 9,905 Rand overdue over and above what he is currently owing us. That is the purpose of my age analysis. Now you need to try and do your own, but it will be possible if you keep to that information that I've got there for you.